What is up,
What's
YouTube?
up?
How's it going? Man, was that a race?
That was close.
Well, at least the finish. All right, well, we're getting everything set up. I'm pretty much ready to go. If you guys are, we're just going to get the links so we can get those sent out to everybody. And then,
I'm not gonna lie, our fantasy
There's
group
a
chat
link.
right now is so funny.
it's been
blowing
something.
up.
Our buddy Goose goes, the year is 2024 and NASCAR still hand paints the finish line.
What are we doing?
Mark, the line is not straight.
Oh, that's funny. All right.
Goose says my third grade 4-square grids were tighter than that.
All right, let me know when you guys are, if you got the links already sent out. and everything.
NASCAR is in a
What's up, Kuzman?
particular.
Kuzman, the track crew painting the lines. That's not quite straight. Should we fix it? Track crew manager. Nah, it won't matter.
All right, you guys
There
ready?
won't be a close
y'all
race.
got shots.
Hey, are you ready to start the actual show, or do you want me to wait for you guys to send out?
Yeah, I'm just gonna read the comments.
Yeah,
I'll
you
find
do.
them in the chat.
Do you want me to? But
the
do you want me to
questions.
start the intro and everything, or are you gonna be good? By
I don't care. Whatever you want to do,
All
bro.
right, we're just gonna go then. All right, here we go. What a race! The closest finish in NASCAR history. Eat your heart out, F1. There are comers, there were goers, with several drivers in contention the whole time. We are here for the speed. We're obviously riding a pretty good high right now. I'm DJ. I'm glad you guys joined us, and I'm joined by
What's up? I am a disappointed Chad
Chad Knaus fan.
Chad Knaus, Ross Chastain fan. Sorry, go ahead. man.
Yeah. It's one of those days. It's Matthew, local RFK aficionado.
You get your tinfoil?
Yes. Yes, I am spreading the word.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
All
man,
right.
what a ending. You know, the race was really solid. Like, I mean, there was a lot of the first stage was awesome. I thought, and then kind of toned down a little bit for the second stage, but then man, the third stage, man, all kinds of stuff started happening.
There's a lot of different strategies in
Yeah.
play for sure.
A lot of strategies. There was a lot of different drivers too that like had a solid shot like throughout the whole race.
Yeah.
I mean, you had probably what maybe 4 or 5 that were easily contenders throughout most of the day.
I'd say there's more. It was whoever got clean track position.
Well,
You know, I mean, honestly, track position I felt had a huge role in who was going to run up front, who was going to lead laps, and just how well your car handled.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting, because I'm a Ross fan. He in clean air, he was really good, and as soon as he got back to third, it was like his like really fast speed was gone.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's like just because of dirty air and traffic, or if that's because the track started changing as the sun went down, track temps cooled off. But it seemed like once people got back, unless you were really, really good and nailed the setup, you were pretty much right there.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was, I mean, definitely clean air at this track clearly made a huge difference. Because, and then, how many times did we watch first and second just going at it for, 30 laps?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
there
Are
was
you kidding me?
Larson and Chastain. We had Hamlin and, who was he racing at that point? Was it Hamlin and Busher? That
was one, and then
There was
Hamlin and Larson, and it was a bunch. That's a good problem to have. Like, we can't even remember them all.
we got JFB in the chat and Lisa, looks like Lisa Marie. They're in the chat. It's, JFB, he was saying Haley was blocking Chastain and he never really recovered from it. I didn't really notice that. Haley was up front, right? He got
but
a weird
he
pit strategy.
stayed out on like the really old tires like Bubba did, just went straight back.
Weird.
Yeah.
Not
Weird.
straight back, but couldn't hold up.
But why were some drivers could, like Todd Gilliland? He did okay. I think he finished somewhere. I mean,
I think
that last
he
restart
might have
kinda
got top
screwed
10. Let me
everything
pull
up,
up the top 10 and look at that because I don't remember
But
where.
he consistently was in that front for like that 20, 30 lap period when someone like Bubba fell back. Like every 2 or 3 laps, you'd see him lose a spot.
He was the one on like the 300 lap left side tires, right?
No, that was Todd.
I thought you were talking about. Who are you talking about?
I was talking about Todd and then Bubba. Bubba kept falling
Yeah,
back.
but I'm saying, but Todd was on those. Bro, he must just had some real special lefts. Don't even change them.
Yeah. I don't know.
He put them on beginning of stage 2?
Yeah.
And never changed them?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He brought super speedway
Todd
tires.
Gilliland. Todd Gilliland finished 14th.
I mean, Yeah, why would you change them left sides, bro? They're sticking around.
Yeah.
Might as well, right?
Yeah, no, that's something else we got to try to figure out, man. NASCAR's or not NASCAR,
I
but
don't.
Goodyear's got to.
Nope.
You don't
Leave
think
this.
so?
Nope. Leave this tire. Leave everything about this race alone.
Fair enough, but I
I
mean,
mean,
just-
this was pretty perfect.
you're right. It's just, gosh, I don't feel like we should have tires last that long, even if they are right sides.
Yeah. Oh no, no. You talking about lefts or right?
Lefts.
I don't know what side of the cars.
Lefts
Wait,
Left.
were the ones
lefts,
that were
lefts
like
the ones that
100
lasted
laps.
forever.
Yeah,
but the
sorry.
reason, I mean,
Sorry, I had that wrong.
we don't
Yes.
have this in notes, so I guess we can go into it. I mean, the whole reason why the lefts, never got changed, or the reason why the left is so safe and not wearing is because if you blow a left rear, you're back into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously Bowman. You had who else was it? Somebody else had an injury from backing it in, a concussion like symptoms. You know, so I think they're super safe on the left rear because blow a left rear, or even the left sides in general, you blow a left rear, you're backing into the wall at 160
Yeah.
miles an hour. So I mean, if the right side wears out and they had to like change up their lines and do different stuff, and you know we saw Kyle Busch spin out because he probably burned up his right rear. We saw Kyle Larson. They talked about him a lot, struggle with the right rear. So like, I mean, I was pretty happy. I was like the tire. I mean, maybe like could fallen off a little more. Like just take it and crank it another 10-15% maybe.
Yeah, not a lot.
But-
I just, and then, like you said, the product was great because the race was amazing.
Yeah, I think
So-
Larson really summed it up at the end there. He's like, mile and a half, these are great. This
Yeah.
car is made. This is perfect. He's like,
Yeah,
let's
I-
just keep doing that. Now, granted, he did win the race, so he's
course.
going to be a little biased against it.
Especially that
I don't
finish.
think Chris Buescher's going to have that same opinion.
Not this week.
Not this
Yeah,
week.
not this week.
But all in all, I can't say it was that bad.
I mean,
you
it was
know,
pretty
I wouldn't
good.
say it was the best race of the year. But I'd put it probably top 10 or top 5 out of
Oh,
the races.
Yeah. What?
So just above all the short tracks and road courses.
Just about.
if you ignore all of those, then
we
we're
were
left with
kind of
super
talking about
speedways.
it coming to the green white checkered, and I was like, man, I don't know, this is pretty good. I was like, it might be better than Atlanta. You're like, what about Bristol? I was like, all right, it's a solid third, and then you name another race. I'm like, all right, it's top 5. It's probably top 5. It's
progressively
close.
coming down.
It's not the best race ever, but I mean, it was the closest finish ever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. 1/1000 of a second. That's nuts.
They I think they were originally reading it, and the instruments that they were using, obviously they have more detailed ones, but the initial one was like, it just says 0, like
Yeah.
it's 0.000.
That's
like,
what I think. That's what they were reading.
Yeah.
To be honest, because they said on the radio, they're like, it's reading 0.000. That's what it's reading.
Yeah.
I
Like,
literally think they just had to round up and be like, nah, it's just 0.001. And
Well,
they went off the photo. I mean, the photo you could clearly tell.
yeah.
you?
It was
Matt feels some kind of way about the line painting.
And you brought it up. I didn't even notice it. You brought it up.
I was like,
Those
yo.
there is 2 different lines on this track, and there are photos, and people are kind of up in arms about it.
This is
like,
why you got to like, you know, study the bottom or study the racetrack to know that apron is painted a little further away,
just that's probably what
An
an inch.
an inch.
I mean, if that was bad, I'm just saying
No,
it would have been a closer
I don't
finish.
think it made a difference, but
It could have.
it was really close.
It
I mean,
could've.
NASCAR posted they have a line, like it is literally a defined line from the scoring tower, and you could clearly. I mean, it's not following the curvature of the start finish line, but
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
So you're
Yeah.
saying if they took the photo from the from the grass up, would Buescher be in the lead?
sure.
Since the photo was downwards and it showed. No, I guess it wouldn't
It,
matter.
it
Possibly.
shouldn't make a difference, but who knows?
Just paint the line straight. Next
Hey,
time.
it was
You know
a heck
what?
of a finish coming to the line, though.
Oh man,
Door banging like crazy.
It was almost. I mean, I know I'm kind of embellishing this a little bit, but I mean, it was darn close to a 4-wide finish. Like it
Very
was very close. So I mean, yeah, I mean, you can't. What can you ask for like that of this? So let's. Do you guys want to do a rating real quick? Like
Yeah.
what we out of 10? So I'll do mine first. I was before the green white checkered. I was saying probably a solid 6. After that, I'd say an 8.5.
Man, a green white checker makes that much difference for you?
This one, because that
Alright.
green white checkered was pretty hectic.
Yeah, I mean it was, but
So you're going 8.5
Yeah, I'll say 8.5.
yeah,
because of the awesome green white checker. What'd you say? 7 before that or 6?
6.
God, 2.5 points.
golly.
Okay, maybe
All
my
right.
math is bad.
What
but
do
still,
you
I'm
got?
gonna,
What do you got,
Bully him
Matt?
a little
I'm
bit
gonna
more.
stick with-
Sway him.
I'm gonna stick with 8.5. but
I
still.
thought the first stage was great. The Kyle Larson Chastain racing was phenomenal.
That
That
was
was awesome. Then
Bummer we
stage
only got to
two,
see half of it.
yeah, we'll talk about that. Then stage two, it kind of fell off for me. I was kind of like, oh man, there's so much going on. You know, there wasn't any cautions, and I don't know, it kind of fell apart. And then stage three, they decided caution after caution after caution. We were like an hour of cautions,
Yeah.
like consistently.
I love the little tracker they have at the top where it's
I
like
wouldn't say it was
green
the
and then just
best.
yellow.
I'd probably give it like a 7-1. I'd say a 7-1, even with the
That's
finish.
interesting because you were saying like a 4.5 before the green white checker.
Yeah, it got exciting.
God dang, man, that green white checker swung the race.
No, I had to really like sit down.
a couple
and
casual
really
race fans over
think
here.
about this.
I'm just reading an update.
I
Chris
was like,
Buescher,
what was-
turds.
sorry. Chris Buescher, crew chief Scott Graves met with the NASCAR officials in the hauler.
Fought him.
Yep, he ended
Decked
up
them all.
leaving by saying he accepts the decision. Or at least, I mean, props for going to fight it.
I mean, might
Yeah.
as well.
You
We
know?
Put the
JFB
pile on. We're
J-
getting rid of them.
JFB was giving it a 9.10.
Wow, really?
9.10. 9 out of 10. Sorry.
I mean, I would have given it a 10 out of 10.
I,
If Brad
I can't
won.
read it. It's on my right eye. I can't see out of my right eye. Okay.
I think I would give it a even before the green white check. I mean, that kind of is like cherry on top. I'm gonna give it a solid. I mean, I was probably an 8.5 before 8.5 because I thought the racing was really good. I think that'll bump me to a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the thing I asked. Like, what else did you really want?
Less
More for the
commercials.
race?
Brad winning. More tire fall off. More
I mean, we
horsepower.
can't do anything about the commercials, no matter how much we stand on our soapbox, which I will later.
I think they used to have something called like Tubi or TiVo or something like that where you could just like not have commercials. Didn't they used to
They
sell
used
something
to.
like that?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
that was
But I
back.
would
go.
buy that. Are you kidding me?
They did. I just don't remember how exactly.
I think
it worked.
cable bought it.
I
don't know how it
Can we
worked
do that?
either.
Can we pay extra for no commercials?
If there's a way, I'm about it. Like, figure out, like, it's fine.
Back in the day, it used to be the most fun thing. Like, you could take the radios, and they used to have the TV broadcast, like they do the MRN,
Mhm.
and you could hear them under commercial. They had to quit because, like, dude, it was pretty wild.
Oh, really?
They'd be talking up the race and go to commercial, be like, "This track and package sucks." So yeah, they had to get rid of the at track TV broadcast
That's
over the
pretty
radio.
funny. That's pretty funny. Didn't you say they'd start talking bad about some of the drivers too?
Sometimes, yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah. There was
I wonder
some,
what-
there
I
were
wonder-
some fun comments about Danica.
So yeah,
Oh, big
JFB,
surprise.
he rated a 9 out of 10. I wonder what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, if you guys are following us on the chat and in Instagram or YouTube, let us know. What did you guys think? Did you guys think good, bad? You hated it? You loved it? Give us a rating. We'd love to see kind of what everyone's kind of thinking on this one.
If Brad won, it was definitely a 10 out of 10.
Well, for you,
If Busher won, it would be a 9 out of 10.
I think it would have been at least a 9.5.
A 9.17 out of 10.
9.17. I like it.
It would make it a fifth third better.
That's great.
It's 166%.
Is that still their sponsor?
Yeah.
I like that.
I
one.
think he's on some of the car.
That's funny.
All right. I guess we did get a couple of votes. Or
I
someone-
did have somebody on Instagram say it's best race of all time. Of all
Really?
time.
All time.
I mean, to me, it's up there. I mean,
I
that's,
mean,
there
out
is
of
something
the-
to say. Like, I feel like just us three. I don't know that it's really hit us yet. That was the closest finish in NASCAR history.
when we probably
that's
will
kinda
be,
crazy.
and it probably
They
will
took
be
it
for a
from
very long
guy
time.
from Texas.
I don't know how you're going to beat that.
I don't either.
That's so close.
Yeah. So I mean,
I bet they'll do it next week.
I
They
mean-
said it. Didn't they say that at Atlanta? They're like, "Wow, one of the closest finishes. We'll doubt we'll ever see that again." What? 8 weeks later, 9
Yeah.
weeks later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
funny.
we have Noah, and in my 9 years of watching NASCAR, this has been the closest finish I've ever seen in my life. All caps. Like,
There
yeah.
you
I
go.
mean, that's the closest finish anyone's seen. No hate. Just saying.
But yes, I mean, yeah, I mean, like Jake was saying, man, we're gonna be talking about this for years and being like, man, we remember when we saw that. Like, I remember that race.
Yep.
Like, that's kind of cool. It's kind of
I
special.
mean, this will be on highlights forever.
oh yeah,
I don't know who this Lindsay person is, but they said 8 out of 10. That's pretty wild.
yeah, I don't know who it's.
I don't even think they watched the race, to be honest.
She's our stagehand.
Yeah,
She
I'm not
probably
gonna
would have
lie.
put it as a 10 if she watched first stage.
I'm not gonna lie. Calling Lindsay our stagehand is a little bit of an insult. Like, she does a lot for us. All
I was
right,
going to say groupie, but only for me.
it'd be awkward considering she's my sister.
It'd be weird.
All right,
Oh, the jokes.
That's so many. Oh gosh. All right, so let's start talking about some of the other races that happened this week, and then we'll kind of jump back to some different things that happened during Cup and everything. So, ARCA, there wasn't a whole lot that went on. I didn't get a chance to watch it. So
I didn't watch it either. Did you watch it, Matt?
There's an ARCA race. Actually, I think I did watch it. For
you
a little
did,
bit.
because remember that we were talking in our chat and there was like 5 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, there was. I mean, it was kind of wild. I can't remember who won it. I think it was
Connor Mozek?
Connor. Yeah,
Was that-
I
Connor
think it was
Mozek.
Connor,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't think he was the favorite. I think he got the lead like in the last 5 laps. Congrats. I think he did good. But
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
don't-
a lot about him, so
I didn't really watch it. Like a mile and a half ARCA race is not very good.
Yeah.
it was better than Talladega. Tell you that.
Yeah, that
Talladega
race
was
was
rough, so.
terrible.
No, he did good. I mean, held off the field, passed. I want to say the 20.
One thing
car.
I forgot to say during the Talladega race podcast, I forgot that Elliot told me like
Living in
during
the
the
past,
halfway break at the ARCA race at Talladega, Elliot goes, "How come nobody's trying to race?" He's like, "Nobody's trying to pass anybody." I'm like, "Yeah."
told not to, son.
Welcome to being
Welcome
a
to
NASCAR
ARCA.
fan. Jeez.
JFB saying a lot of people are complaining about the door slamming. I mean, I'm assuming we're talking about at the end of the race. I think he should have just hit him earlier in turn 4, really slowed him up, and then
Talking about
Buescher would've
Larson?
won. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Larson should hit Buescher.
No, other way. Other way.
Busher should have hit Larson.
Yeah. Don't give him the chance. Why are you giving them the chance?
I will say I gotta give props. That move Larson made going into 3, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. Matt was saying he's like, why does everybody say Kyle Larson's the best driver ever? Da, da, da. Like,
Yeah,
like,
that was
I
a
know-
real.
I know
That's like a
you-
real question.
bro,
No, I get he's good. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm
like
telling
that
like,
was a baller move.
one of the best drivers we've seen. I just don't know if I'm
current
a lot of hate
drivers.
about
I don't know that he says he's the best ever, but he's currently.
a lot of people say it.
Name somebody else better.
And if you say his
I
If you
don't-
say
name is
Brad
Max,
Keselowski, I swear to God.
No,
I
no,
was going to
but
say Max.
I'm okay. I mean, honestly, I think there's a case there.
Which
Yeah,
one?
okay, but
Brad
Max
or
Verstappen.
Max Verstappen wasn't good for a long time, and now all of a sudden they have a car that's unbeatable.
Kyle Larson was not very
It's-
good for a
it's-
long time.
Okay, hold on. No, I'm talking about
No.
years.
No.
What Kyle Larson did in
Larson
the
was-
Ganassi stuff was
Ganassi.
crazy, bro.
He went to Ganassi and was competing and
One-
bought
one
so
race
much.
Chip Ganassi?
Yeah. What?
Who bought Chip Ganassi?
Trackhouse.
Trackhouse.
Oh, okay. So Ross is the same level.
Well, Ross
mean,
is
yeah, I think
slightly
so.
better.
I
I'm
think
just
so.
saying. Look at what Ross
Just
is
doesn't
doing in
have
Chip
the
Ganassi
history
gear. Like, no, I don't. I think it's just kind of wild that everyone universally thinks Kyle Larson is
It's because everything he
the
gets in, he
greatest.
wins. He
I
wins
get
in
that.
everything.
That's
I
The
get
only
that.
thing he's been in and hasn't won yet is IndyCar, and he hasn't like
I just don't
he
know why it
hasn't
matters.
he hasn't even raced a race yet.
Kyle Busch wins in trucks all the time.
Yeah, but
He
Kyle
goes dirt-
Larson wins in everything in dirt too.
But
Chili Bowl,
doesn't
Chili
Kyle?
Bowl is so hard to win. He's won
I
The
get it.
first-
I
like
just
the
don't
first
see, I
ever-
don't see the argument.
the first ever
being
dirt
honest.
I think
late model.
trucks and Cup though I think are too similar. They're similar disciplines, whereas something like dirt, modifieds, and all that have very different
I
disciplines.
just think you're like judging it off of something that's completely irrelevant
Okay,
to what he made.
no. I think the best driver in the world can win in anything.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited to see him at Indy. He better
Okay,
win the 500.
So is
So
it
if-
relevant or is it not?
so yeah, like
No.
what, sorry, go ahead.
So the argument.
Are we
I
talking about
have-
greatest NASCAR or greatest driver?
So everyone says he's the greatest driver.
Currently, yes.
I don't
Even a
know.
bunch of the F1 guys all rated him as the best guy because he gets in anything and wins in anything.
I just don't see it. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I just
can't
you know-
with this guy.
Matt, you know what
He's
else you
won
don't
s-
see? Brad winning.
okay. Chill, easy. I just don't get it. I don't get how everyone's like that. I think Byron's really good.
You didn't see when he went to the World of Outlaws when he got in trouble for saying a word he shouldn't have on stream.
No, I
And
didn't
he
watch
went to
any
he
of
went
that.
to
It
World
was-
of Outlaws
it
and
was
won
honest-
like all the races, and they were basically like, "Yo, NASCAR, come get your boy because
Was
he's
it-
taking
what-
all our money."
What
Yeah,
was
I
it
didn't
like?
watch any of that.
75% of the races he ran.
Something
It
ridiculous
was
like that.
absurd.
Yeah,
Listen, I get he's good. I get he's going to be great. He's going to win multiple championships.
gonna be great. Wow.
Well, I mean, you're
Put
not
some
done
respect,
being
bro.
great. Like you're still great.
I think Larson's great.
I bet you do. I don't know.
No,
I don't
okay,
know.
so okay.
I
let-
think it's an argument.
if
It's a play
he-
on words. It's an
All right,
argument.
if
about
he wins the Indy 500, what's your thought?
I think he'd be much more likely to be the
Okay,
GOAT.
what if he doesn't win? What if what does it got to take for like at Indy?
Hey,
he does.
you guys said he wins in everything. He better win.
I mean, I agree.
I mean,
But
I want to
okay,
see him race F1. He better win.
if
I'd
he
love to see him
wins
in F1. That'd be
Indy,
awesome.
would you be surprised?
No,
Okay.
Would you be surprised if any other NASCAR
because
driver
everyone's
got in?
hyped him up. I have to believe it.
Oh, jeez.
I don't get a
Just
choice.
ride the wave, man. Whatever.
I mean, that's all you guys are doing.
No,
Ride the
I've
wave.
watched him race in a bunch of other series. I really think he probably is the greatest current driver in the world right now. That can go to anything and win anything. If he
Yeah.
gets in Max Verstappen's car, he's gonna probably win that race.
Yeah, probably.
Not today though.
Yeah, that was
Rip.
unlucky.
Rip for Staffen there. Not really. So we kind of got off topic.
Slightly.
Yeah, just a little. Trucks. Let's talk about trucks for a second. Matt had a driver that he picked, and
Oh,
him
God.
and, him and
I
Jake's-
picked Ty Majeski as my driver. If anyone watched the truck race, he was out lap 1.
So I'm over at Matt's house and we
Great
do
success.
our fantasy
It
league
was
and we
not
have to
fun.
pick every week. And Matt's driver literally has a flat tire and just I'm over there on the side just like
It was so. I don't know what happened. I don't think they ever came out and talked about it, but it almost looked like he started the race with a tire that had like a bad valve stem.
something. I don't know if maybe
It
on
was
somewhere
flat
on
by
one.
lap 2.
I wonder if he made contact or something. I don't know.
They never showed anything.
No.
He just flat tire, hit the wall, met minimum speed, cut another tire. He was out. And I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. At least you didn't get 2 points.
Yeah, almost.
That's my saving grace is you didn't win the race with Zane Smith.
almost.
You're close.
There's
No
not really.
cigar.
There's not a lot else to talk about the truck.
No,
race.
I thought the truck race was boring. I'm going to be
No.
honest.
It wasn't that good.
I didn't watch much
Kansas
of it.
is normally a really good truck race.
It is.
I mean, it just. I don't know. There just wasn't a whole lot of action and not that we want like a bunch of cautions or whatever. It just wasn't a whole lot going on.
I don't remember a lot of lead changes. There was a lot of, I mean, there was a few cautions, but it was like, oh, someone just spun out or there was some kind of failure. Like it just wasn't like, oh, people are beating and banging.
It wasn't like tonight.
No, it wasn't like that at all, you know? And
And normally you get that from a truck race.
you can very easily.
Yeah.
It just, everyone, once they single filed, it was just a train until cautions. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I did see someone got decked on pit road. They got hit by their car. I don't know
really?
who the
Like a-
driver.
like a
I can't
pit-
remember the
a
driver.
pit-
Yeah,
okay.
a pit guy?
yeah, he
Yeah.
got. I don't know if he got injured or had to go to the hospital.
No, he went to the care center, but he ended up being okay.
He was okay.
Oh, that's good.
I saw the replay like this morning. I guess. Yeah, it would be this morning, and I was like, ooh, he took a. He just he was stopping in front of the car, like, oh no.
Did you see the other pit crew stall next to him went and helped him finish their pit stop?
No,
I
I
don't know
didn't
which
see it
scene
at
it was.
all.
I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a NASCAR thing.
yeah. Helping
McLaren
out.
would just let Ferrari falter, you know?
Oh, of course.
Well, you only have like 1.5 seconds to do it.
What was?
I don't think you have enough
What was
reaction
the fastest
time.
one? 1.9, I think today.
Today? I don't know.
I think it
I,
was
thought I
1.9.
saw
wasn't
like-
watching that close.
I thought I saw like a 1.6.
There wasn't much else to watch. I was trying not to fall asleep. Okay, so we'll kind of. So obviously there wasn't any Xfinity. There's not much to talk about trucks wise.
Man,
so
it's a bummer. Xfinity
so
would have killed on this
it
track.
would have been really good.
Yeah.
So but since there was a rain delay, we were actually able to watch the F1 race this week.
Kind of.
Well, what do you mean? Did you fall asleep?
I was just on Twitter trashing it the whole time.
I didn't think it was that bad. I watched the race. I pretty much watched from like lap 5 to the end.
Yeah,
I mean,
same
pretty
here.
much the whole thing. I,
missed the
didn't
first
watch the
few.
beginning, but
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I watched, I mean, if it wasn't for the safety car in the middle
At
of the
the
race,
end,
it totally shook
no,
up
yeah,
the
it was
strategy.
completely right.
Max Verstappen would have just led every lap. So, I mean, that's cool. Good for Landon Norris, man. That was cool. That was a very popular win. Do you see all the drivers coming down to
Yes.
celebrate and congratulate
Super
with him?
cool.
I was like, that's cool. That's obviously
one car got
we don't
really
we don't
torn up.
super follow it, but I mean, there's a lot of respect for that win. So that's cool. The fans were super hyped. That was cool.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you got to see someone else other than Verstappen win. Like, it. Whoa, this is.
I've
like,
only watched
we're-
2 F1 races. I'm gonna be honest, and I think one was last year Monaco,
Yep.
which I'm pretty sure Verstappen won.
I think it was because I believe he had the pole. It was
Yeah.
whoever had
And
the
he
pole.
just didn't stop. And then this one, I was like, oh, cool, someone else won.
Yeah. No, it was. F1 is just so tough with stuff like that. Just because, like, it's obviously looking at F1, you see someone like Verstappen. It's cool to see one guy dominate. It's cool for a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's like, okay, it's been like what 3 years now. It's like
Should have been
okay.
here for the Jimmy days.
Yeah, now I know what it was like. No wonder everyone hated
This
that
is
guy.
literally almost what it was like.
Yeah, like
Disgusting.
I can understand why people didn't like him or Chad Canals. Like I get it now. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I totally get it.
I was a Hendrick fan, but did not like Jimmy.
Just dominates everything. So anyway, so with the F1 race, so it's down in Miami. You know, what do you guys think of the track there? Because I do kind of like the track.
It's kind of.
I mean,
yeah.
it produced pretty decent racing.
It
today.
did.
I mean,
It
I
did.
saw some weird corkscrew looking things like on the track. I was like, why can't they race on that? Kind of like what they'd have at like a fun spot, like a go-kart track. And I'm like, that'd be really cool if they could add that to the track.
Can you imagine the passing zones on something like that
They enter it at like 80 miles per hour. Corkscrew.
the whole time?
I don't know what it was. It might have been like one of the staircases.
I think
to
it was for
a parking garage.
Parking garage,
It's
yeah.
like, he should just do that.
I
And then
think-
I saw one other person said why are they not running this race through the football field?
That would be kind of cool.
Like through end to end, you could do it. Why are they
yeah,
not
yeah. That would
You
be
could
really
all
cool.
the seating. You could
All
have a
the seating inside?
screen
yeah,
up.
right?
in the stadium? They're like, you could do it. It's possible.
Why-
That'd be the cheap seats for all the people that can actually afford to go.
Yeah, but
That'd
think-
be the party.
For the people who can't afford to go.
yeah, I was gonna say I want to talk about that too because my God, what are they thinking with those prices?
Dude, do
So-
y'all see the food prices?
Yo,
Yes.
what's up, Mark?
I actually posted a photo of it, or I not posted it, but I shared it in our doc. I don't think
Our
I
show
can
sheet?
Yeah, our show sheet. I don't think I
Their
can
prices
actually
were
read it.
ridiculous.
It
That was
was
the craziest I've
insane.
ever seen, bro.
All right,
Like, I thought the 150 for the hat was bad, but bro.
all right. So if you want,
Ridiculous.
let's see, an I can't read that one. Steamed buns. So apparently Brad was there. Steamed buns, which is Korean barbecue shiitake,
don't
pickled.
say that here.
I know I had to be careful and make sure I read that right. Pickled vegetable,
Watch your
spicy
mouth.
mayo. That was $120.
That was the cheapest item on the menu.
That I could read. I think there was one cheaper. That was an empanada duo.
Yeah, why are we letting you read?
That's a good point.
1 ounce of caviar,
$400.
Worth it?
Oh, you want a fruit refresher?
No.
Pink pineapple, watermelon, stone
Some
fruit.
What is
Some
a pink
fruits and-
pineapple? Hold on. I've
I
only
don't know.
seen yellow pineapple.
It's
It's one of them
$190.
things you find in the Keys, bro.
That was
Oh.
a hundred.
Upside down. You know
Those
what I'm
It's in the
saying?
Oh my
villages.
gosh! Stop it. We're not in the villages. No.
Picked for locally from the villages.
So the fruit refresher was $190.
Bro,
Yellow-
it was crazy.
Yellowfin tuna,
Their
Coke,
bottle service, I know, is wild.
170.
The best one is the last one.
The Maine lobster rolls,
No.
$280.
No. The
two
nachos for $190.
Yeah.
You get nachos.
Like, yo, I'll take my
Some
freaking.
Tostitos and Kobe Jack cheese.
So
I'll take them $12 nachos at the racetrack, at NASCAR track with some canned cheese.
dude,
Bro,
we-
they had bottle service. I want to say a bottle because they were putting it out. Bottle of like Jameson or Jack or Hennessy or something. $5.80.
God.
A bottle, a 16 ounce Miller Lite. This right here, $55.
Oh.
16 ounce
Yo.
Miller Lite. 50,
That's so
$55.
bad.
So we looked up
the
the.
Heineken Double Zero,
Oh my gosh,
non-alcoholic beer, $55. Like, bro, I don't
Hey,
even
you
want to
got-
know
you
what a
got
water costs.
NASCAR over here in Talladega selling $3 Busch Light.
Yeah.
Just 24 ounces.
Yeah.
No,
And-
it was the small ones, but
Oh.
still.
And then if you get, what was it? We had someone looked up like the cheapest prices they could find like a ticket to the race, and it was what $600.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
like
the cheapest
680.
ticket. It was
yeah,
like
the
6 something.
cheapest ticket.
That's probably fees and stuff too. You probably end up paying $800 to $900.
Yeah, before you're done with it.
Crazy.
All we're saying is if you watch F1, maybe just go to like 10 NASCAR races and see if you like it. And by then you might actually start like kind of getting drawn to it.
Yeah, one F1 race versus like a third of the NASCAR
So
races.
wasn't there like at the beginning of the year or something, somebody did the math on, I think it was a Formula One race.
Las
like,
Vegas, I think.
Oh, it was Vegas.
Vegas was
It
ridiculous.
was the Vegas race, and they said you could go to out of the 32 races, you could go to 23 of the NASCAR races
Yeah, it's
with two
crazy.
people in the most expensive seats they had, or something ungodly ridiculous.
I mean, I would. It is a bucket list item to go to an F1
course.
race one of these days.
Not for
why
me.
would you not? I mean, but like, I want to go like on a free ride. I want to pay.
You got to find a crew.
yeah,
Crew
I guess.
I don't think they're looking
You think
for
there's
our
a
help.
you think there's an F1 shop in Lake Mary?
No.
Yeah, probably William
Williams, they might take anybody.
I think I don't know. What kind of irks me about the whole thing is like it's such like so many people don't go for the race. They just go for like the whole
status.
status. It just-
Won't see a peasant like me there. Me too, brother. Me too.
I hear you. I hear you, buddy.
do that? You bring your own beer like NASCAR does? Like,
Yeah, I bet
bro,
you they don't let
could-
you bring
Do you know how
coolers.
much money you could make? $40 a beer. People would start buying them.
Oh yeah.
come on with just backpacks
I
full of beer.
Could you imagine how much
You
it
know
is
they
to
don't.
rent one of those yachts they have on the fake water?
One of the 4 yachts.
Just
That
for
was
1
funny.
hour.
What was funny is somebody-
hour and a half race.
Somebody in our group chat was like, "Wow, do they just always race on water?" I'm like, it's all fake. They bring the boats in on a truck.
They're on, yeah.
They're
was
on
like-
trailers.
He's like, "What?"
Yeah,
Crazy.
no.
I couldn't do it.
The whole track is all fake and set up.
I couldn't.
Not fake, but the
It's
whole
in a
track
parking
is
lot.
all set
It's
up.
straight up a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark would probably know the most about it.
That's probably where the
Actually-
pool bar is during the Miami game.
Oh yeah.
Mark, what turn is the pool bar on?
See if you can find any leftover caviar.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Crazy.
But other than that, I mean, yeah, the F1 race. I mean, yeah, if you didn't have that one caution or safety car, however they phrase it, yeah, the race.
Props to
kinda,
strategy.
but yeah,
They held out and they said we're gonna do the longest run we
and-
can just
yeah.
in case.
In all fairness, Landon Norris did straight up drive away and threw some good blocks
Yes.
on Max Verstappen and drove away to I think almost 5 seconds, right?
I think
Four
it
and
was
a half.
like it
something
might
like
have
that.
been 6. It was a big.
So
lead.
that was a straight up win. That was so
Oh, yeah,
good,
yeah.
good for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like the virtual safety car came out and he started with a 10-second lead or something like that or whatever. But
Yeah.
they started right behind. Max started right behind him and he threw some good moves and pulled away.
Yeah.
yeah,
that was
yeah.
good.
No, you
Straight
can't.
up.
You can't knock him for it because man, like you said, yeah, he definitely drove a good race. The other thing about this race that kind of irked me was, I think it was Verstappen hit a cone. I think it was Verstappen hit the cone. It goes out onto the track in the racing line, and I almost said NASCAR. F1 just is like, oh, what?
They left it until somebody hit it again.
Yes,
I didn't
Crazy,
see that.
bro.
I
it
watched
was
the whole
it
race.
was
I didn't
there
see
for
that.
like 3 or 4 laps. It was
Really?
yeah.
Nah, maybe 2 laps.
Okay, maybe 2, but still, it was like it's still a road
Yeah, it was
course.
there.
Where were the cones?
There, it was a
Pit
turn.
road?
No, it was like a turn, like a apex, and there was like a cone midway back, so
Oh.
you don't cut it. Max cut it, and sent
If
the
it's
cone
paved,
one.
I'm racing.
I don't think in his defense, he said he was struggling to turn the car, so I'm assuming he just wasn't able to.
Breaking
turn
news: Max Verstappen struggles.
it. Yeah, so that was a little surprising. I mean, to be right in the racing groove where that could
It was
have
kind of crazy it laid there as long as it did.
It did. Like, and I'm just like, why are they not like doing something about this? Like, and it was a while. It was like 2 laps at least.
yeah.
Which you got to figure these laps are a minute and a half each, so 3 minutes,
I think they were waiting for Landon to get on a good pit strategy.
maybe or something. Like, we need to have someone else other than Verstappen win this. Please, we need to do something.
I think the funniest thing from this weekend, there was literally, I don't remember which betting company it was or whatever, but there was literally a line. It was a over-under. Will Max Verstappen win by like 17 seconds? And it was like bet over or bet under. I was like, that's just toxic. What are we doing? Like,
the worst.
Mark said he thinks that the boats you actually have to pay, and it's your own boat that you bring.
I have to pay to be on my own
bro,
boat.
you got some dummy money. You bring in your own boat
Your
to
own
a parking
boat.
lot
Your own boat
in
to-
water.
To watch a race, I can watch on Hulu. I'm sorry, Disney Plus.
or ABC or whatever it is. Yeah.
I asked everyone. I was like, "Hey, where can I watch this race?" They're like, "Oh, ABC." I was like, I don't have cable. Let me figure this out.
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, ABC's owned with Hulu and Disney. All right, I got it."
All right, I'm good. So yeah, I mean that's the F1 race. I don't think there's really a whole lot more to talk about there. But what's kind of nice to actually like be able to watch and have something to watch. That was actually kind of nice because obviously we were being rain delayed with the Cup race.
Was
We
it
could've-
delayed like
3 hours?
3.5 hours? 3 to 6:30
3
hours.
3 because it was 3 o'clock and it started at about 6. So,
Yeah.
about 3
Yeah,
hours.
with the 20 caution laps in the beginning.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. Pit road was dry, so we didn't do any shenanigans like we did the other day.
That's true.
Yeah.
What was it? Where was that at?
Nah,
Richmond?
No.
It was Talladega, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, where it was half. Yeah, it was Richmond.
No. It was a race that we watched and it rained and they
Oh.
had to dry pit road and it did all.
Yeah.
Was
I
that
think it was
Richmond?
I thought it was Richmond.
It is
It was a
Richmond.
short track.
Oh yeah, because they did the rain tire. You're
Yeah.
right. You are right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But yeah, no. I mean,
Don't
I'd
question me
rather
again.
whatever.
Don't even try.
I was starting to get tired because that F1 race was starting to bore me. I was like, can we just put wet weather tires and just try on a mile and a half? Let's just go for
Just
it.
try it.
Yeah.
It's such a
There's
good-
no way they'll learn if you don't try.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to run before you can walk.
Sometimes.
Put a rev limiter in the car so they can only go so fast.
Yeah. Oh God, no. So stage one was great. We were commenting on for the Cup race. So we were commenting on how we thought that stage one was probably the best stage one of the entire year.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't
that was
think
a strong start
Yeah.
to the race.
Mark coming with the facts. 625s when they drop the green.
There you go. See, Mark?
There we go. Thank you, sir. So yeah, so I mean, great start to the race. That's where we had Chastain and Larson basically side by side, going back at it with each other.
I think that was the most exciting stage one we've seen all year.
That was, I mean,
Maybe ever in the next gen. I mean, that was crazy.
that was really good. I mean, it was almost up until the pit cycles.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Pretty
was
much.
almost
Well,
the
even
whole time.
after the pit cycles, they were still right there.
Yeah, they were just within a second or so of each other. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it was stage one was great. I don't know. We're trying to think if there's anything else specifically that happened other than just there was some good racing up front. There was good racing even
Well,
throughout
I
it.
mean, they went through their pit cycle, and then wasn't that where they went 5 wide? It was stage one,
No, I
right?
thought
Yeah.
that was that stage one.
That
or
was
that
the-
stage
that
two.
was
That was restart at stage 2.
restarted stage 2. Yeah, that was wild.
Oh yeah, then Fox said it was Kyle Busch splitting hairs, and it was Busher.
Yeah.
Yeah, they straight up said it was Kyle Busch on TV. Like, look at Kyle Busch making his way to the front, and it says Ford Performance all over the hood of the car. And I'm like, that's not right. Busch and Busher, I get it's close, but come on, come on,
It's
Mr. Joy, please.
My favorite part about it though was still the fact that our friend Lewis, who's a huge Bush fan, was like ready to die on that hill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's
And
like,
Matt's like,
no, it was Bush. It was Bush. I went back and watched it, and we're like, watch it again.
I sent screenshots. I had to show. I was like, listen, man, it's right here.
I like how you even sent him the in-car screenshot first and he still didn't believe. And then you're like, all right, here's the overhead.
Crazy.
Yeah, the one camera shot
That was
wasn't
wild.
enough.
Honestly, though, once that happened, one car was out. He was not good in dirty air. You
No.
could tell.
No.
When like Larson fought his way back through the field. The 11 car fought his way back through the field. The
Why
19.
are you dogging on us, bro?
Bro, I picked him. Did you pick him to this week?
No.
But I didn't pick Brad this week.
Tomato.
I took a chance. I was like, hey, we'll try Chastain, starting up front. He typically has good finishes here, top 10.
Yeah.
So it just,
The only reason I didn't
Weird
pick
day.
him, we were talking about it, was lap averages. He didn't have as strong of an average.
I don't know.
Right.
I just did not want to go by lap averages today.
Oh.
It showed.
How'd
I
it
just
work
didn't
for
want to. It sucked. But
See, and I did, and I still had a bad day. So
Bro, I was setting up to have another nasty week on fantasy. And then that caution, like 70 to go, totally screwed the whole thing. I was like,
perfect.
Kyle Busch
There's gonna be
redeemed it a little
some. There's
bit,
gonna be
so-
some weird, I think, moves in our fantasy league because
oh yeah.
some people had some good picks and some people did not.
Well,
and
and
I did not.
in the middle of the pack, our third to like seventh is
no,
like with
second between like second and seventh. There's only 20 points.
yeah, it's
It's
super
so
close.
tight.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
and
so
I think I'm going down to 7.
I might be right there with you. Don't worry. So I mean, you had that. Yeah, I mean, can we talk about Jimmy again? This
I
man-
think he's
Bro,
lucky
we
to get out
talking
of that
about?
accident. That was a
That
rough
wasn't
hit.
Jimmy's fault.
It wasn't.
What are you talking about? He slowed down in the corner. His brake lights
Honestly, I
weren't
didn't even
working.
know Jimmy was racing today.
I didn't either.
Until afterwards.
so
and-
bad.
But my problem is just
I should say I totally forgot he was
I
racing.
hate seeing Jimmy like this, man. I want to see Jimmy Johnson. I don't want to see a guy that is cosplaying as Jimmy Johnson.
You need to.
Wow, that's really harsh.
Wow.
I don't know. I thought it was good.
You're saying that there's a lookalike on the field?
It might as well be.
I don't know. I can't really dog him, I mean, it's one of our questions later. But I mean, it's a totally new car. This is a sports car. This is not an old school NASCAR Cup car like we used to have
True.
with Gen 6 or earlier. It's a totally different car. So
Yeah.
you're asking this guy to be on a part-time schedule and run like he did when he was the GOAT.
I don't need him to like win and be up there. Like I I hate seeing him in like the 30s.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
I don't know. I was still happy to see him out there doing it. I mean, if he's liking it, I mean, he's obviously liking it.
I don't
He keeps increasing how many races he does every
I mean,
year.
yeah, and then the thing you gotta also I have to keep telling myself is it's like it's also Jimmy Johnson and he can do whatever the heck he wants. Like I don't think he needs somebody's approval to. Hey, are we okay with Jimmy racing? Like if Jimmy wants to race, he's gonna race.
Yeah.
So I mean, like in that sense, yes, but at the same time, I'm just like, God, it's just
I'm just
it
happy
hurts.
he didn't get hurt. That was a rough
That
hit.
looked
That was
rough.
a big hit.
That was a big hit.
Yeah, and he got out almost immediately, so that was good. So yeah, I don't know. That was one that was a little rough. I'm trying to think. There was the other wreck with.
Well, stage 3 just turned into chaos.
Oh gosh, yes.
You all see like the little tracker on Fox? It was like green for stage 1,
Yep,
green
little-
for stage 2, and then stage 3 was
Yellow,
just like
yellow.
half yellow.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Green and yellow,
Cindric
green
had a
and yellow.
nasty hit too. When Cindric decided to
Yes,
drive into the wall. That was wild.
he likes to do that.
Every week.
Well, at least he
Every-
wasn't like
goes
Harrison
back to-
Burton spinning out by himself.
Goes back to my argument. They
Daddy's
race with money and not with talent.
Yeah, JFB is definitely. Yeah, I think Jimmy is used to driving a car that slides around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you drive off the right rear.
Always slid.
In the old car, you drive off the right front with this car.
yeah. You can't
Totally
slide.
different.
You can't slide this car like at all.
No.
I mean, maybe a hair, but
I mean,
like,
you see them if they get any sideways at all. I mean, they are borderline wrecking and totally out of the throttle,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're losing multiple spots. Like it
Yep.
just doesn't do that.
yeah,
Which again, for this kind of racing, I'm fine with because this race was awesome.
yeah.
It was a good race. It was.
Yeah,
I thought-
NASCAR
like I said,
definitely
so-
doesn't need to really worry about their intermediate package right now.
No.
Like no, fix the
It
short.
was kind of
tracks.
weird. It turned into a fuel saving race.
That
Yeah,
was
I know,
weird.
At the end, I was like, "Wow, I was not expecting this for this race."
Man, I
Let's-
almost
everybody
wish it would
save.
have went out. Just see what would have happened.
Truex would have had it.
I think Truex probably.
I think he
would've
would
won.
have. I don't think Denny Hamlin was saving enough fuel the way his team was talking to him.
No, they were freaking out.
Yeah.
They were
more,
freaking
more,
out.
more.
freaking out on
He
him.
hates vegetables. That's for sure.
That was hilarious.
We're doing vegetables. He's like, no.
You could visibly, like, I could just see his face. Just, all right. Like, that was, I don't know. I thought it was funny. All right, let's move on to some news that has happened through this week. So, obviously, we got Darlington coming up, so we got some throwback schemes that were released. Hendrick has released all of their.
Relaced.
Listen, okay, I'm trying to.
Come on, man. You're
He's
gonna need like Stephen Hawking's like a computer.
dude. Before long, I might.
I wasn't going to say
Everybody.
anything about an Instagram. Lindsay had the camera set up and like DJ's face was cut like right here. I was like, oh, she's trying to get his good side.
In
Sorry,
case
buddy.
anybody can't tell or hasn't noticed, I have Bell's palsy, so this side of my face doesn't move. So
Wow.
we just lost all our viewers.
I'd
I'm
say
sorry.
you're all right, but I think you're all left.
How
Hang in there.
Have you been saying that for like a week?
Jeez Louise.
I always have comeback.
That was great.
Oh
So anyway, Hendrick, they released all their schemes. Larson's is still the best,
Yeah,
I think.
I think he takes the cake for the best.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I think the other ones are super solid. They all look good. You know, I mean, I don't know.
I really like the 48, the throwback to the Lowe's car. I like it. It
I
looks
wish
clean,
it was Lowe's, though.
classic.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
good luck with that.
I just like,
I wish it was Kellogg's.
yeah. I think it's pretty good. Like, I feel like Hendrick is knocking it out of the park. I mean, the 24 is always going to do a Jeff Gordon throwback. Always.
But it looks clean.
It
looks
does.
good.
It could be really dumb.
does.
I just
but they did
wish-
a good job.
Man, I wish they could get those old sponsors back for one race.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
That would be.
It's a lot of
And then-
calls.
Yeah. Then you have SHR. They're doing a lot of like late model kind of
Like some
throwbacks.
Lame.
open wheel,
Modified.
modified open
Modifieds.
wheel. They're doing a whole
I
bunch
don't
of stuff
know,
like
man.
that.
It's supposed to be throwback to what people know, like throwback to old Cup stuff, man.
Yeah.
I agree, but I will say that some of the SHR ones do look pretty sweet.
That'd be cool if it's every once in a while, but it's like a SHR thing they do like all the time.
That's
Like
true.
some of the other, like some teams just like throw back to their own stuff, like way back. I'm like,
And
I
then
like
some
I like the
people,
throwback to like the team's history and like different stuff. Like
or
the
something.
14 should 100% be doing a throwback of like a Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
of course.
why
you
not?
know?
Like the old Home Depot car
Tony
or
doesn't want to
something.
put his
Something.
scheme on that car.
Maybe.
No, sir.
You know.
Maybe.
Oh.
Anyways,
Brad's
Yeah.
got a cool one. kind of different.
Which one was his again? Oh, the
Uh,
Castrol one. Yeah.
the Castrol supercar. I
It was
believe.
the old Supra.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if
It
he
looks
just
cool.
if he just rolled up with that, you wouldn't even know it was a throwback.
I'd have no clue.
No.
I feel like
But
this
it
is one of
looks
the
cool.
we have some of the strongest throwbacks we've ever had, but I think in the majority of it, I feel like this is one of the weakest throwback years. I feel like it's starting to lose momentum.
Yeah. I mean, just real left. You could tell it's not throwback to the teams; it's the sponsors.
Nothing was better than Kyle Busch throwing back to last year's paint scheme.
That was
Remember that? That was funny.
that was.
I think Bell has the worst one. He's throwing back to the 100th year of DeWalt, so it's a new scheme, but it's the 100th year.
but it's a
100th
throwback.
Yeah, it's a throwback to
It's
a new
not-
scheme.
Yeah, it's terrible.
but it's a throwback.
Why not
for
do
the-
like an old Matt Kinza scheme?
I don't know. I
Or
don't
even
make
That's
these
what I'm
decisions.
saying.
Even just
I'm
use
just saying,
DeWalt's-
I don't get it.
DeWalt has old logos. Use some of their old logos instead, or something. Like,
Something. I don't know.
What? Truex is throwing back to his championship win. They called it the fade to blue or something like that. It's the auto owners blue 78 where he won the championship.
I don't remember what it looks like, to be honest.
I feel like
You'll see it and be like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, that
I
one.
feel
Auto
like-
owners blue makes sense.
we're changing from what it used to be, which was like throwback to NASCAR history and honoring old paint schemes and stuff like that, to like literally like Instagram Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, basically.
That's basically what it's becoming.
Yep.
Lame.
So
yeah.
Joe Gibbs.
it's almost a
kinda-
meme at this point.
Yeah, grabbed the bet on this one.
Yeah,
I would say the Stuart Haas are better than the Joe Gibbs this year. 100%.
it's the only thing they're better right now. Anyway, moving on to some other news. Ricky Spinhouse,
Why you gotta call him out like that, man?
because that's what it's typed in my notes, and I can't only read so well. He has signs a 3-year extension with.
So I heard it was 3 years, but I also saw it was 2 years. So
I heard-
I'm
I heard
confused.
multi-year deal. That's all I heard.
I heard 3 specifically is what
You
I
heard 3? I heard 3 too,
But
but
I
I
don't
think
know
I saw
where.
it online. It said
Y'all-
2, so
y'all know
he's
the-
somewhere in there.
Y'all know the drama behind this?
No,
I've
not a
heard
clue.
there's something.
Like the potential ownership group with this team is like splitting and joining Joe Gibbs,
No, I haven't heard
Ooh,
any
and
of this.
Kroger is leaving.
Oh, that's a huge.
You ever heard
sponsor.
that?
No.
Oh yeah, that's out there.
Okay, well, you
Ooh.
got to tell
So
us.
it's
Yeah,
like
now you
how,
gotta bring it up.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot about it, but there's just the rumor is that the 2 of the 3 owners in JGD Racing are splitting and going somewhere else because Joe Gibbs has been slowly selling off parts of his team to other, bigger corporations or different owners
Yeah.
or whatever. So like the rumor is they're selling him or they're going to join Joe Gibbs or whatever. But it's just like really interesting. Like you signed a year or multi-year deal with like a team that's like maybe
Like
not going to
falling
be
apart.
here next year.
Yeah, like falling apart.
And the whole reason why they think they're going to Joe Gibbs is because that is the alleged landing spot of Kroger next year.
Ooh, that'd be wild.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's kind of crazy. So like, I mean, I don't
We'll
know.
see what comes up. I
Yeah.
mean, but good for Recky. I mean, he's at least got 3 years to just sit in a car, or a year, I guess.
Well, I
don't
mean,
know.
not if the team dissolves. Like,
Yeah, how's that work? Do you get like paid out? Do you get
Nah,
what is
I
it
don't
called
know.
when you get like furlough fired,
I've
or you get let go after a certain number of years? You get it's called S.
not bereavement.
Something with an S.
God, what did you? I
oh,
know.
no,
you're
no,
talking-
I lost it.
Severance.
Severance package.
Does he get a
Thank you,
severance
State
package?
Champ.
No, I'll tell you, the driver
Lifetime
contracts
Kroger
are
waffles.
totally written in favor of the teams.
Oh,
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Interesting.
They can just clause you out and just base it on performance.
The driver formerly
They can
known
they can
as-
cut your contract at no repercussion to them if you don't meet performance standards.
That's how they
That's
got.
super vague.
shockingly
It's-
how the
it's-
shoe is still driving.
Well, isn't that how they
Well,
kind
if you
of?
bring enough money, we can.
Isn't
look
that
the
how
other
they?
way.
Isn't that kind of how they got? I think it was Larson on, or was it Gregson on his? Or because it was Gregson, because it wasn't so much that he did anything wrong because he just liked a meme. I think they said
No,
it
he
was they used.
violated- I think he violated.
I thought they used a
Standards.
performance or something like they kind of like worded it.
I
to
think
get rid
Gregson left the team. I don't think they
of.
let him go.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
it's a
what I'm
mess.
saying. I think they were kind of gonna be like, look, you leave the team or we're doing this kind of thing. They were looking for a reason to get rid of him anyway. So
I would have blamed it on my dog. It wasn't me. I left my phone out. I think
The
the
damn
dog
dog.
stepped on it.
I would have kids. But Gregson doesn't have kids. I was with my cousin. It was my niece, and my nephew.
Whoa, hey.
Yo, Gregson, easy. Easy.
Hey, yo.
Anyway, So other news.
Bowman about to get that severance.
Step off, homie.
Brokeback Bowman over here. Just trying to
Stop,
get 10 top 10s.
Stop. All right. So other
Bro, we're on a comeback.
That's what she said.
Oh, I didn't want to hear that. All right.
Is that what you call it when you break your back? Do you still call it a comeback?
I don't know.
All right. Moving on.
Anyway, so other rumors, charter agreements not going well.
You guys listen to Denny Hamlin on Dale Jr.'s podcast?
He said they
A
were pretty
little
much
bit.
ready to sign the paperwork.
No, that's not what. Wow.
That's what I heard.
I
No,
heard
Denny
something
Hamlin
else.
said it's boiling over.
Oh. Oh, me.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, we have a comment. Is that why you made all that noise? Howdy, boys.
Hey,
Oh, this is the Brad fan at Bristol.
we found him.
We
The
found him.
lanky guy with pit vipers. We already know who you are. There's only two of you there. You and Matt.
We found him.
Oh, man.
Need to do different. Nothing. They're the best. They need to door more drivers. Sorry, I should probably read the question. shouldn't I?
Yes. Thank
Sorry,
you,
I'm
Matt.
reading it on YouTube here. Sawyer, which we met over in Bristol, he was the lanky guy with pit vipers. He has a question. He said, "What does Ford, specifically RFK, need to do different?" And I say nothing. They're great.
You know what I
Ford's
think?
great.
You know what I think they
They
need
need
to
to
do?
win
Matt
races.
Matt is totally content with his winless streak.
I think Brad.
So rude to say it that way.
I think Brad needs to channel his inner Logano and just wreck someone off of turn 4.
I think the Fords need to start playing together and start blocking some of these lead drivers. You know, Riley Herbst had a great opportunity to just slow down the field, and he chose not to do it. So, I don't know. Play some games. Why
you heard
not?
what the SHR guy said?
No.
They said that Stuart Haas has been working against 4 independent cars for years. And this year is the first year they've actually sat down and really tried to
Really?
put everything all into one basket.
Huh. I wonder why they would do it separate.
I don't know. Hendrick
Divide
used
and
to do that,
conquer? Like, that just doesn't
Maybe.
make
too. No,
sense.
just like
Try something different.
Divide and fall
why,
apart?
like, okay, if you're Rodney Childers, why would you share information with your other 3 teammates when you can just be the fast one and get other wins? And now they all suck. So
Yeah, no, they all suck.
Well, you know, did you see that? Did you see that someone like tweeted that like I think it was Noah Gregson was like, yeah, so like I started
Matt
doing
McCall decided it's better to lose.
maybe.
Funny.
So he was like, yeah, he goes, so we started doing study sessions and what's his name? Barry and Briscoe were there and we started doing study sessions and stuff and someone was like, yeah, and Priest didn't come to this and like trying to like stir up rumors and Priest was like, I didn't even know there was a meeting.
I wasn't
or
invited.
something like
I didn't hear
just
that.
not-
No.
It was some kind of thing on exchange on Twitter or whatever. He's just like, I didn't even
I think at
know
the
about
end of
it.
the day, I don't think the Fords are cheating, and I think they need to cheat a little bit more.
remember
and
what
not
happened
get
last
caught.
time?
I just think they need to not
Movers.
get caught because you can clearly tell these Chevys and Toyotas are cheating. They're just not caught.
It's
too
the
fast.
it's the Hawkeye faking stuff.
It has
I
to
try
be.
to tell y'all about these paint schemes.
These paint schemes. I mean, it makes sense. Why would you have random white wheel rims or white
Wheel
fenders?
arches,
Yeah, what is up with that? It's all Eagle Eye,
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
You
Same
get
thing.
tinfoil in there?
Yeah, it's underneath it. It comes.
You don't wear it?
It comes standard with all the RFK hats.
Standard with all Floridians. Tinfoils in your baseball hats.
Yes.
No, back to the charter thing. Yeah,
yeah.
so Denny Hamlin said it's like boiling over. NASCAR is like refusing to meet with the charter, or not the charter, the race team alliance. They're refusing to
Is
meet
it
with them.
NASCAR?
No,
or is
NASCAR will not meet with the race team alliance anymore.
it-
They will not, because the race team alliance. Basically, what's happened is Michael Jordan joined with Denny Hamlin, created the race team, brought all of Michael Jordan's NBA people over, and so like they're the ones like leading the charge on how to negotiate this new deal. Some of the things, like, yeah, it sounds good for the teams, and some of the things I'm like, it sounds good for the teams, but might be bad for the sport. I don't really know. It's hard to tell. I don't think a lot of people know. It's a lot of gray area, but basically, they don't. NASCAR does not really like them like spearheading this whole thing and speaking for all the teams. So NASCAR said, we're not going to your RTA meetings anymore. We're just going to talk to the teams individually. Sounds like almost all the lower teams are all totally fine with like, yep, we like the new NASCAR deal. Let's do that.
It's the big ones.
Which is basically a little bit more percentage, obviously more money because the TV
Like
contract's
7 year.
way bigger, and a 7-year extension on the charters.
I don't see him ever getting a lifetime charter. It makes no sense.
No, I don't.
I don't see it ever.
I don't
happening.
really like it.
I mean, what? Like, okay, 15-year charter. What,
I don't
see it
think
being a
I'm
big
kinda,
difference.
I
Just
think
do
I'm
7
kinda over
years.
the charters, man.
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, being a Dale Jr. fan, this is the best example I have. Dale Jr. will never be able to join Cup racing.
He's got
What
money.
would be the greatest person right now to join NASCAR with a Cup team? What would bring the most momentum? Like Dale Jr. Imagine if Dale Jr. and Kevin Harvick worked together and built a Cup team, like they've partnered together on the
With
Cars, tour.
tour. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like imagine what that could be. So I don't know, man. I think I'm kind of over the whole charter deal. Like it's it's hard to say. I wish what I think a good scenario would be like get rid of the charters and just give the teams a way bigger piece of the pie. I mean, they are the stars and they're the ones that put on the show. The other caveat to that is I know how race teams are. We work with one. I know how it goes. You get $100,000 more dollars. You're not going to put it in the bank. You're going to spend it to go faster because you're not
You have
winning
to.
36 out of 36 races.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to go. So if the teams all of a sudden get a 20% increase and get another $20 million a year from TV revenue, nobody's going to pocket that.
No.
They're just going to spend it on how to go faster.
Mhm.
Yep.
So like,
Well, Junior kind of
no race team has ever made money.
Yeah, Junior talked about it on his show. Remember he was saying he's like, look, I don't know any of these big teams that make money. He
No.
goes, you don't go and
You
do
don't do it to
racing.
make money.
Yeah, you don't do it to make money. You do it
What's-
because you enjoy it.
Hendrick's famous quote: "If you want to make a small fortune in racing, you better start with a large one."
Yeah,
But it's like go all the way up to Formula One, and they spend ridiculous amounts of money.
yeah.
There's no cap. There's no stop. Like you can't. You'd have to give the teams a bunch more money and make them have a spending cap. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
To have teams make money. It's the only way.
Yeah, which if you look at something like the NBA, the NFL, they have salary caps.
Yeah, and
Like,
then
so-
people get busted for cheating all the time.
All the
and
time.
the biggest cheaters of all time in any sport are racers, and especially NASCAR.
Yep,
They're gonna find a gray area.
of course.
They're gonna find a way to spend a bunch of money on a catering service. That's all engineers. Or something. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it's gonna be.
The
Like you're just
louvers.
gonna go down a slippery. Yeah,
the louvers.
The louvers.
you're gonna buy 200 louvers instead of 40, and try to find the ones that perform the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're
I
gonna
mean, it's
test
just
all
how
of
it's gonna be. Like you're never gonna stop
What's
race
that?
teams
What's
from
that?
doing that.
They call it when in like computers and stuff, the Silicon Lottery, where you have like a specific computer chip that just is a little bit better than everything else. And there are people out there that like try to get the best performance. They'll go out and buy, say, 100 CPUs and
That's so
test all of
crazy.
them and see which one is just the best one. And then it's the same thing. Like you said, they're gonna
Yeah.
go and find the best ones.
They got to.
This guy, I swear, man, he makes an interesting point. He says, I also saw on a thread that from Gregson's post that apparently SHR equipment is mostly rebranded except for Priest stuff, which still has old logos and old equipment. I wonder if SHR is letting go of the 41. That's interesting. I'm going to look at that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Keep my eye out.
I
Makes
wouldn't
sense
be
from what we
surprised.
saw. I mean, I wouldn't like. It's obviously not super crazy, but we met Chase Briscoe. What was it? A year ago?
2
years
years
ago?
ago now.
2 years
Yeah.
ago? And we were talking, and a lot of. I mean, granted, it's
Beginning
kind
of
of
last
different, but they were like, yeah, a lot of our like show cars and stuff like that. It is pieced together, broken parts that we make it look good enough for a show car,
For a show.
but we don't race with it. Well, if times are desperate, I mean, I could see it. You know, hey, that fender's not too bad.
When was the last time you saw Tony Stewart at a racetrack, at a NASCAR race? It's been a
couldn't
minute,
tell you.
bro.
It has been a little bit.
Couldn't tell you. When was the last time Gene Haas has been there?
I don't think I
Has
couldn't-
he ever been?
I'm gonna be honest. If you
heard a
showed
whole
me a
rumor
picture
with
of
that.
him, I wouldn't know who he is.
Whole rumor. I think he was on that TV show. Wasn't he on that TV show?
Which one? What
The Kevin James.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
The Crew on Netflix. I think he was on that.
Maybe. I don't know if he was or not.
No,
I
I heard
watched-
this man. I heard this man cannot fly. He is not allowed to fly in the United States.
What?
That's what I heard. I heard he cannot fly. He is blacklisted, and he's not allowed to fly anywhere.
A little.
F1 has. Nah, I'm not going to go into it.
So
Anyway,
even if you have your own private stuff, I mean, you still can't go on a plane. So
Yeah, apparently. All right. So
that's why he's not at races.
let's kind of move on and go to our Kuzman and Friends question of the week. So this is a section of our show that if you have a question you want us to answer, you can send it to us on Twitter, X. You can send it to us on Instagram. You can put it in the YouTube chat. And if we like it, we will add it to the show. We got a couple different ones so far this week. So Jake, what are our questions of the week?
all right. So basically, the first question is why does Kyle Larson have the Hendrick Cars sponsorship and why hasn't he ever landed a full-time sponsor? So do you guys know why or you want me to answer?
I mean, I think I know why, but
I know why, but you probably know more than me. So
yeah.
So
You just
basically,
go.
Hendrick Cars is a collection, is a ownership group of all the Hendrick Motorsports, all the Hendrick Cars dealerships all over the country.
Because he owns like several different brands and stuff. It's
Well,
not just
it's kind of like a franchise, like a McDonald's, right?
Gotcha,
So
okay.
other people own the location, but you pay for the name, or you somehow partner. Somehow Rick Hendrick has a hand in. I don't know all the details.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
I mean, unless you're in the franchise, you probably don't know. But basically, the council, the board that gets together and decides how they spend their marketing money or whatever, they saw such a huge uptick from the first year or the first handful of races that Larson did. The plan was never for that to be permanent.
no, that was
But
temporary.
business went up so much by doing that they decided to leave it. It was a factor of like 20%. It's a substantial number.
Golly.
So all the board members decided to sponsor the next year 100%. Or they decided to sponsor the rest of the year, and then they continued to see good numbers. So they just did it the next year, and I imagine as they continue to do it, it's because their numbers are just
yeah, they wouldn't
That
do
was
it if
way
it
up.
wasn't.
So it's obviously working for them.
Makes sense.
This goes back to racing is a B2B business to business.
Mhm.
That's all. I mean, that
Yeah, yeah.
the whole Valvoline deal is because part of the Rick Hendrick automotive buildings and different service departments, they use Valvoline in everything.
Yeah.
Part of the deal, you sponsor our race, we'll use your product exclusively. It's what's the other one? Exalta.
Yep.
It's the paints they use on all their custom jobs.
Yep.
So like that's all the business to business.
I
deals.
would be willing to bet they have Ally bank accounts.
Oh, it's Ally Financing for
Yeah.
buying your cars.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all tied together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So like the
Ally
teams
owns
that
my
do that,
truck.
like it's like Rick Hendrick makes his money from his car dealerships and races for fun because he loves racing.
And the
So-
the racing helps him in his business.
Michael Jordan needs to find out a way to sell more shoes and quit worrying about permanent charters.
Sell the shoes.
I don't think Michael Jordan needs to worry about selling more shoes. I think that man.
Sawyer took the photo of us.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
There we
So-
are.
I like it.
Sawyer sent us a photo of our guys at the track, so that's what they're commenting on. Yeah, I'm just surprised that there's not been. I mean, obviously, Hendrick is there. It's obviously helping them, so obviously it'd have to be a pretty good. But I'm surprised there hasn't been another sponsor. It's like, look, we want Larson.
Yeah, but if
kinda
you have
weird, but-
20% up in sales,
I
they'd have
agree.
to come with some outrageous number to make it
Yeah,
feasible.
I'm just surprised that it hasn't happened yet. That's my only comment. But
Just a matter of time.
probably. All right, Jake, what's our second question of the week?
Do you think Jimmy Johnson would be running better if he was able to run a Hendrick car, or do you think these cars are just too different?
Ooh.
I think he would be running better, but I don't think he would be
I don't.
tremendously better.
Nope.
You telling me you think a Hendrick car is not better than
He
a
would
Legacy?
maybe run a couple spots better.
That's what I'm saying. I think
He's
he'd be better.
so off on this car.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, if we're talking better, I mean, what's your definition of better? A couple spots better to me doesn't mean much.
I mean,
Is he still probably going to get wrecked?
Still-
or wrecked?
still
yeah,
better.
probably. So
But it's still better. We're talking about an over/under of nothing.
I don't think so. Not much.
Yeah, Matt,
Nope.
No, I don't think he's going to do any better. Unfortunately. I mean,
just the type of car.
yeah.
Toyota's
I mean,
great
even-
in Kansas. He was terrible.
Yeah.
Tough love. Love Jimmy, but that's the
Yeah.
facts.
He's the GOAT.
He got wrecking like he was like 3 spots from last.
I don't know why he got wrecked. He's just slowed down and he just got ran into.
Well, there was that little bit of tire smoke, so I don't know if he lifted early or was trying to do like a different apex. But I mean, Corey LaJoy just ran him over.
Yeah. No, I don't see him being any better in a Hendrick car.
Y'all put that on Jimmy or Corey LaJoy?
LaJoy.
Yeah, LaJoy.
Yeah. I was kind of going like traffic rules. You hit somebody in the rear, it's your fault.
Yeah. No,
I
I
mean-
mean honestly, why not?
I
It's
mean,
car.
why are you that close as you're going into a braking zone? Like that's kind of like a not ready to like, because he's coming into one. I think it was one.
Because you're not stopping at traffic like you're racing.
No, I know, but like everyone's slowing down right there. So like
He did lift super early.
he did, but like you should be ready. Like okay, we're getting ready to lift. Like I don't know. I think Corey was pushing it too much. Is what I
I think Jimmy might win the Coke 600.
Wow. Wow. You heard it here first. folks.
He's calling his
Jake's
shot.
ice cold take of the week.
He's calling his shot.
I was
right
talking about
now.
race back to the first of the hauler.
Oh.
Oh, okay,
Race
well,
the last. Race the 30th.
Wasn't expecting that one. All right, so let's see. So next week we go to Darlington.
Is it Darlington?
Yes,
Yes.
Throwback
sir.
weekend?
Yes, it is.
I'm
That should be
excited for
fun.
Darlington. I think that'll be a great race.
Is that that one's a night race, right?
No,
No, that's the
That's
other one.
later in the year.
That's the-
Labor Day weekend.
We'll say it's
That's
like a 1, maybe 2 o'clock start. It's usually 2 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Is it 3?
I think so. I'll pull it up.
They have
Let me see
lights though, right? Yeah.
They do have lights.
Guaranteed it will rain.
How come so many races got rained on this year, bro? So trash.
It is a little.
We need more
Truck race
sprinkled
is
tires.
Friday at 7:30. Xfinity race is Sunday, May 11th at 1:30. Such a hot race, bro. Oh, I went there once.
Sunday at 11:30.
Saturday
Oh.
at 1:30. The Sunday race is 3 p.m.
Oh, okay. Very
So-
similar. So it'll probably get rained out. So 6 o'clock start.
Denny Hamlin's
your
probably
naps
running
in.
the Xfinity race and will probably dominate it like he normally does. I
Yeah.
don't know
I
if he
mean-
is or not, but typically
With
he typically runs one Xfinity race a year, and it's Darlington. So
guess I think I get to pick first.
I would hope
That'd be
so.
nice.
you get to pick trucks first. I think you won Xfinity though.
I might have. Yeah, I had Ryan Truex.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I
that'd be
assume
fun.
you're picking Hamlin.
Yeah, I hope Hamlin's racing.
Big surprise.
Be free 2 points right there.
It should be good. There's gonna be. Oh, is this the race where the Cup drivers call it? You know how they always do like a
On
Cup.
Saturday, I
Yeah.
think it has been in the past. I don't know.
There's
Oh, for
usually
the
one
Xfinity?
race where the Cup drivers will call the race. I always miss it. I really want to watch it. I always miss it.
You
I
should
don't know
watch it.
why.
Yeah. Well, especially if now that we know that it's this one, if it is, but
I always get busy.
it happens.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have anything you want to say before we kind of wrap things up? Because we're pretty much out of notes now.
I just kind of wanted to mention it. It's the month of May. May 14th starts Indy 500 practice.
Yes.
And me and Matt are going to the Indy 500.
It should be fun. Was it the 26th? Last weekend?
I think we leave on the 25th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we leave on the 25th.
gonna be
and the
one
race is on the
run.
26th.
I know we say it almost every week. It's going to be a run.
That is going to be the run of all runs.
Yeah.
Because there's a plane involved and going a long way now.
There's a plane involved, a long way, and no hotel for one
Technically,
night.
there's 2 planes.
I really hope the Coke. We really need the Coke 600 to be dragged out.
I just thought about something.
What?
We're going to watch Monaco from the Waffle House.
Yeah, we will. We'll be watching Monaco from Waffle House.
Oh my gosh.
Or while sitting in.
I'm not gonna
The
lie.
Indy
You might be
grandstands.
the only people in the world watching a Formula One race in a Waffle House.
Say it right. Formula Un.
Formula. Yeah.
More waffle, please.
Do you think they'll have crepes?
Yeah, right. Grapes.
Can you make a crepe for me?
Oh man,
It's like a really thin pancake.
we're on a countdown now. It's May 5th, so we're
Like
20
4
days
weeks.
away.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's
3
coming quick.
weeks. 3 weeks?
Just
No,
about.
it's not that fat.
It's,
Oh
it's
my
coming
god,
up.
it is
3
that
weeks.
fast. Are you ready?
Gotta be.
That's it. I think we're gonna name that podcast episode "The 36 Hours of Indy."
I love
We're,
it.
we're pretty much there for 36 hours. Hope our flight doesn't get.
Oh, that's gonna
the
be.
flight home
That's
can get
gonna
proposed.
suck.
I hope the Saturday flight does not get postponed. Worst case, bro, gets postponed. Just get in a rental and just start
No.
heading north.
No. I've looked how far away this place is from our house.
How far
Absolutely
is it?
not.
Is it a long way?
I want to say it's 18 hours.
We'll make it.
Get out of here.
Well, we could fly
I hate
home.
to drive to Bristol, and that's only 10.
Oh,
Yeah, but we
Give
can
me 8
fly
more
home.
hours. We can fly home. No, we can't. It gets delayed. There's a tropical storm in Florida.
Oh my gosh.
are you looking it up or like? I'm just,
Nah, do your thing.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been fun, guys, but it's getting late. So we will see you guys next week after Darlington. Like, share, subscribe. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Send us questions.
Yeah, we like questions. Send it to us. See you guys.
Like, follow, share.
Rocket.